I have something that I could talk about that I think will at least get your fucking blood temperatures going up since you guys are, I think, starting to have like a sugar crash here at the end of the stream.
And
I want to talk.
started.
No, but I want to talk about the fact that Chris Travis decided to come out against, I don't know, Jeffrey, Xavier Wulf. There's a whole this finally officially kind of like signifies like the end of an era to me, because for a while now, there was never like a clean break for the Seshollowaterboyz, but now Chris Travis basically just made it super, super clear where he stands. And and Xavier actually tweeted Seshollowaterboyz, which
I saw that
kind of signifies that, okay, now there are three.
Oh.
To the extent that people are still engaged in this.
Yeah, I was about to say you literally just said earlier that you weren't going to talk about this. So
I didn't say that.
You didn't say you weren't going to talk about it, but you just like...
No, we were joking about us talking about stuff that not everybody will appreciate, but I think I trust our audience enough that they know what rappers we're talking about.
No, of course. But I'm saying how many people you think that started watching No Jumper back then are now still fans and pay attention?
If we put up a clip that is about this topic, I think people will go, it will get a significant amount of views. Granted, the fact that this is happening and like seemingly barely anybody cares is very, very like telltale of like what sort of happened to that whole movement.
I think that No Jumper is a perfect like media outlet to talk
about. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fact.
Because the Hip Hop DX is not going to recover this.
Nobody else is going to cover it. We're the only ones who could.
The Cardi community is not going to cover it.
Cardi community doesn't know. They don't fucking know.
They only keep making videos about this Trippie Redd song and Cardi song's going to drop tomorrow.
But there's still fans. Like you still like see that there are people who are engaged. It's just a lot like this happening 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it would have been a way bigger thing.
Nah, that's a fact. I mean, you could kind of tell that they wasn't, all vibing with each other. First of all, every group and shit does that. Like, it's like from the fans' point of view, you're gonna think that these niggas are gonna be all best friends, buddies for life, and that's just not how people work.
They
bro.
were a weird group in the first place because like never did a song all together. Don't believe that shit with the three
Eddie's
of them, and not Eddie was the closest thing you ever got. And then, but they were never.
I think they do have a song now with all of them. No, because
really?
Chris isn't on that song.
Right, but like now it just feels more like it never really felt like they were like a real true group. It was more just like they were friends and they figured, oh, let's do a group together. We'll do some music together and stuff like that.
It's four niggas with four different crews. But like they all share, but they all like share a fan base too at the same time though.
Right.
And like I feel like a lot of they fans be confused because it's like, nigga, they just a fan of like, they're either a fan of one of them or they're a fan of the whole idea, and then they're just flabbergasted that these niggas are not getting along. And it's like, if y'all knew like the behind the scenes shit, or like just even if you're a casual listener, then you're not gonna like know that like, I don't know, that Chris and Xavier probably haven't been cool for a minute. Like I haven't,
because that
Chris tweeted that he didn't fuck with him and then deleted it.
But that says a lot that this is not really being like, the fan base is not rabid enough to even really care that much. Like this just doesn't really affect that many people. This is a question. It's a question of blame. Do you think that the fans just moved on too fast, or do you think that they were sort of at fault as artists for not really coming with enough or good enough music to compete with all the people who basically took their fan base?
Because no matter of how I feel about certain artists in the group or whatever, their fan base is still like at least annoying, I'll say. At least like, paying attention enough to be like still in my comments every day, like Jeffrey slaughtered you. Like I still get hollow score, so it's like they care enough.
There's still definitely some level of it. It just feels like it's almost kind of shockingly little from my perspective. Although you might have seen a different side of it.
I'm seeing a different side of it, but
they just have a more like a true underground like.
Yeah, but those are the people that are gonna ride the hardest for you though. At the end of the day, but then it's like that's why that video was funny to me, because I was expecting a dude to be like nah, or like some shit. Like he was just like, yeah, for sure, take the shit off my window.
Right.
He didn't give a fuck. He gave zero fuck.
The funny thing is, Wale got involved slightly.
What do you mean?
Not really, but I'm like, the viral video that Chris retweeted
rape thing.
Really?
Yes, and then Wale was like, what the fuck is this?
No way.
What? He really commented that?
I favorited it.
Okay, I'm not
so
okay. I will say If Jeffrey made a Wale diss song, that would be funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god!
Say that wouldn't be funny. Actually, I
oh,
can't.
Yeah, it'd be funny as fuck.
I'm not even gonna lie.
No.
Okay, wait. Did you hear both? Did you listen to both of the songs?
Yes.
All right.
The funniest part in the whole thing was when Jeffrey called Chris gay for waking up at 9 in the morning.
I didn't see that, but
which that is actually when the tweet went up and like when I saw it and everything. So that just like really hit home.
Super
like
funny. It was at 9 a.m.
Like if I wake up at 9 in the morning, that's late. Like I wake up at 7:30 pretty much every day.
Wow.
And
amazing.
well, but the sun wakes me up. Like we don't fucking draw the curtains. I could
I
sleep
have
till
blackout curtains now.
really. I could sleep till
They're
10
super
a.m. no problem if the fucking curtains were closed. But instead, the sun comes out and I just fucking
Also,
wake up.
what time do you go to bed?
Usually probably like midnight, maybe 1.
I love
I'm
that
going
y'all.
to bed at like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't do that.
I love that y'all have like set times that y'all go to sleep and wake up. I'm like,
You go to bed
I
whenever
never
the
know.
ketamine wears off.
I'm like, shit.
Whenever you
If I
take
call
enough
you
ketamine.
at noon, 5 p.m., and then 9 p.m., I'm like, oh, he's sleeping.
Damn, really?
And you're not answering.
At any
That happened.
time?
That happened the other night,
That's
other day,
facts.
and I was actually worried about you.
Nah, I was just, I don't know. I think that's when I was in Long Beach and then I came back home and went to sleep. Yeah.
Who is the other guy that Chris did the fucking
Oh,
diss songs?
ATM Hood.
You know what's funny? When
Something.
Is it Rich Baby? ATM
yeah,
Rich Baby?
when me and
ATM.
Jeffrey were going back and forth, he actually DM'd me. It was like, yeah, fuck that nigga, like some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I remember opening it just because it was some nigga with a verified check saying, yeah, fuck that nigga too.
He called him ass to mouth Rich Baby or whatever, which is super obvious, but also made me laugh. So
Yeah, I mean,
gotta acknowledge that.
I like the sample in Chris's song, and like honestly, I think Chris could have killed him off by himself. For real. I don't think he really needed the feature, but the feature honestly kind of.
Apparently, it was ATM's song, and then
Chris got
on
that's
it.
super fire. I'm not gonna lie.
I
actually.
listened to it, and I'm gonna honestly come to the same conclusion that seemingly like all the comments were, which is that it was not it. Like Chris's song just didn't really.
But I don't think it. But like
It was too much shit about fucking high school and shit, and it was just it didn't really affect my view of Jeffrey that much. Whereas I felt like Jeffrey's at least was funny and he's clowning him and stuff. I felt like Chris could have done way better. I've heard Chris make way better songs over the years.
But I don't think Chris is sitting there like trying to like diss him back like that, you know?
Well, he should have, because if you're gonna fucking beef with somebody, and especially in his case where he's never had like a prominent beef, like I don't know how
it's like
prominent
and
this
it's
is.
an inner crew beef.
You have to come with it. Like this is your opportunity to take a lot of fans who might have completely checked out on you and put something new in front
Bring
of
'em
them
on your
that they
side.
might be able to get into. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris could have tapped into that fucking, that 20K freestyle, like,
Yeah.
Chris Travis and went crazy.
I've heard a lot of fucking great Chris songs over the years. I didn't feel like he came with it with that one. Jeffrey, I at least thought he had some funny ass bars and stuff.
You're just a Jeffrey Dick Rider too at this point though, so
He is
I
pretty
mean it's
funny.
kind of like.
But
I didn't listen to that one.
why did Chris pick this of all times to say something about the rape song? It seems kind of crazy because that song was viral on some level,
but
like
somebody,
years and years ago.
somebody brought it back up on
Right.
Twitter. People on Twitter are not gonna ever let anything die ever.
That video of them singing it on stage looks crazy. Like I never.
I never
first
thought
day
about
I
it.
heard that song. Let me tell you,
bad.
the first time I heard it, I was in the car with TA Double Dollar, who like true Xavier Wulf fans will remember. We did an early No Jumper interview with him and shit, and he played that song with me, and I just like look at him like jaw dropped, like what the fuck is this? And he's like, oh, it's this guy IDK Jeffries, our homie, blah blah blah. Like the song funny as fuck, and I'm just like jaw dropped, and he is just clowning me, calling me white for fucking being offended by that song. I'm like literally.
I've heard a lot of people be like,
they
what
are
the
gonna
fuck?
write a fucking like Vice article about this song. Like I was like, I could see the future. Like this song is gonna haunt him forever. But
Yeah.
then this is the thing too. I saw somebody saying in the comments on Twitter that was a show that Peep also played.
Yeah, I
I saw
believe
that
that.
in the comments,
and the
too.
person walked out, saw Peep outside, said something, and Peep like apologized to them for that song and stuff. Which, I mean, it sounds totally fair to me because that song is pretty heinous. I'm not sure.
It might have been Marcy Main. I'm not sure. I saw him
That
in
was
the
one
comments.
of those. That was one of those like super old, like some warehouse ketamine party type vibes. Where niggas would just like.
Do you remember when you first heard it?
Yeah, and like it was just one. It was like one of those random like SoundCloud songs. You're like, yo, what the fuck? And you like send it to your homie, like listen to this shit. Like this shit's crazy. You feel me?
Right.
And like, I didn't know that he had anything to do with them at first. And like, I don't know.
I remember being so blown away when Xavier told me that they were in kindergarten together.
You know what show that was? Actually, that was the show that I performed at for the first time
Oh,
ever.
okay. So now I know what
What,
show
the
it was. I was there
observatory?
too, but I didn't
Yeah.
see him perform that.
It was
At the observatory?
No. This was at Jules Catch one.
Yeah.
It was his first performance ever in LA. It was Black Crane and the whole Goth Money.
Yep.
Chris Travis, and then Uzi was the headliner. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. So this
was that show.
So that might
This
have
is
been
a Ham
the
on
same-
Everything show.
But they said
Like
Pete
Ham
played it, right? Or was Pete
I don't
just
know,
there?
but I don't know if this was that show, but I think that that's the show.
There's an old Lil Uzi performance that I filmed with my fucking iPhone and uploaded to the No Jumper YouTube channel, and it's just on there, and it's like him really early, and he's like, the crowd is not like fully going nuts for him.
Yeah.
All the songs he's playing in the video are like songs he would never play live anymore.
Facts.
And but I don't remember if it was the same show. It kind of feels different energy-wise when I remember them, even though they were in the exact same building. But
yeah, but like, I mean, I honestly, it was one of those things where like, my nigga, I grew up listening to Eminem, and I like, you know, like, I kind of was like into shock value type music at one point. So it was like, when I first heard it, it was kind of like, oh, this is like some edgy shit, like, you know, but like, my nigga, as you get older and shit, you're just like, yo, like, I mean, I will say this about him, like, at least he didn't try to like keep going with that shit, or like, you know, trying to like, I don't know. I'll give him that credit. You feel me?
I mean, he kind of played it off when we asked him about it on the No Jumper
I don't
interview
remember,
that we did for him, where he's just sort of like trying to act like it wasn't that big a deal. For me, it's kind of like, if you become like a bigger artist and you actually have like articles being written about you and
No,
stuff,
I don't think that'll ever happen.
that shit is going to follow him forever. Like that song, that video is just like one wrong person quote tweeting it away from like.
I mean, you already
know,
said Wale quote tweeted it.
he didn't quote tweet it though, right? He
He
just
just
responded to it. Yeah, I feel like if Wale quote tweeted it, that might be a whole different thing.
If Wale quote tweeted
I
it,
think
it
if
might be on
Wale
like Breakfast Club tomorrow.
If Wale quote tweeted it, that would be the best day of his life.
Oh, he would
He would
love
be
that.
so excited.
He would eat it
The
up.
problem with that song too is that it's like, if you view it as not a joke, it is literally like an instructional song about going to somebody's house and raping them,
awful.
and also like clowning somebody who would not do that. So it is like about as
There's like a
offensive.
guy laughing in the background.
It's
That shit's
just
nuts,
everything
bro.
about it is just crazy. So it's like, I don't know. It does kind of feel like that, right? It's like it's only like the wrong person away from finding out about it.
I mean,
it could
look.
just be like a whole big thing all of a sudden.
I mean, like, weird niggas do weird shit, bro.
I don't know.
Hey, bars.
Weird niggas do weird things, man.
Bars.
So yeah, even us talking about this right now is
I'm over
making
it.
his whole life.
We qualify as weird.
He's jacking
I
off to
don't
this right
qualify
now.
as weird.
I demanded
We're not
that
rocking with
AD
that shit.
not
I'm
tell
water
you guys
boy.
that he knew about the songs dissing you guys.
I'm a water girl.
I'm Waterboyz.
Oh,
water
wow.
girl.
I'm definitely picking his side.
Damn, I used to think that the Waterboyz like Smart Water logo
He kept trying to-
rip-off shit was so fire.
It was because that was back then. Niggas wasn't doing shit like
If I
that.
had it right now, I'd rock it.
Yeah, you
No,
feel me?
but that really ill shit was the Bones like Genesis fucking old video game logo rip-off shit back in the day. That shit was ill.
Man, they
Dead Boy merch and all that shit.
they had some good moments, man. But you know,
I would go for some Dead Boy merch right now. Maybe I'll bootleg it. Probably not.
so many people are like, "What the fuck?"
So many people that just talk about people we know. Hey, this has been another episode of the No Jumper Show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you want to support, like, comment, subscribe, and go to nojumper.com. Get yourself a kendama or a t-shirt or something. Appreciate y'all.